Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to Sins of the Prophets. So, this is a little weird. Essentially, I have been filming. I filmed about an hour's worth of footage, and I have now loaded back an older save, deleted the old footage, because I decided that the footage was basically completely pointless. And here's why. The footage consisted of me basically sitting here, then taking Asmara over here, or not Asmara, that one there. Or is it Ballast? No, it was Asmara, I think. Basically, I took Asmara, and then while I was sitting here rebuilding this, they hit here, took out this, I went back, they jumped in and took this. And that has been the story of my life for ages now. Because that is pretty much what happens every time I play anything. That's what happens. They jump back and forth. Every time I leave a planet, they go take the planet behind me. So, I've decided that we are going to consecutively split the fleet in half and try a dual fleet tactic. Because obviously the single fleet jumping around tactic is not working in the slightest. Now, I don't think a split fleet tactic is going to work just because I don't think we have the numbers to make this work. But we're going to try. We're going to try and make it work. So we're going to kind of just divide the fleet down the middle, basically. So we're going to basically decommission this fleet. And it's just going to sit here like this. And we're basically going to split the fleet up. So the fleet that goes with Infinity is going to be the offensive fleet, which makes the sense.
Like the view?
Which is going to be, you know, it's going to happen. Now you can see ships are already moving because they're like, oh, we need to follow Infinity. No, you stand still.
Fleet Admiral on deck.
If you think it's a good use of my time.
What are my orders, sir?
So we're going to basically try and divide the fleet down the middle the best we can. It's not going to be easy because obviously capital ships are capital ships, so...
Situation update.
Actually, we're going to put the Hades over here. Actually, I don't think I did anything else.
So
I have Infinity, the Hades.
Clearance confirmed. Send traffic.
You're going to get over here.
There are no heroes in this war.
2 Punics should probably... Well, I guess 1 Punic should be with Infinity, realistically. Because Infinity in itself is essentially a super carrier, so it doesn't need another... It doesn't need as many super carriers.
Planet-side infrastructure complete.
Okay, so we need a Valiant.
All systems go.
I don't know how many Valiants we have in the fleet today. Okay, I think we have a couple, so we're going to take both of you.
If that's where I'm needed. Ready for orders.
That's a Marathon, so we're going to put a Marathon over there.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
Ugh, these fighters.
Stalwart class, light frigate ready for
Stop
orders.
doing stuff. Just sit. It's like, sit, stay. Bad boys. Don't do anything. So what do we got here so far? We got 2 Artemises, 2 Valiants, a Marathon. So the... We have 2. Oh yeah, we have 2. So
Inbound UNSC
now because we have Infinity in this fleet, logically this fleet needs the less, I suppose needs the least. Okay, so we have...
There are no heroes in this war.
1, 2,
clearance confirmed. Send traffic.
Trying to go through all of our ship classes as we divide this fleet up. Now, those of you who are watching may be thinking this is a really bad idea, because you already know this isn't going to work. And, yeah, I'm not saying that you're wrong. It probably won't work.
Allied forces have entered UNSC-controlled space.
To be fair, it probably won't work, but we're going to try.
Allied forces have entered UNSC-controlled space.
So how many marathons did I have over here? I have like 1.
Complete.
Okay, so let's go down the marathons now. So we got Marathon 1, which is there. Then Marathon 2. Marathon 3. 4. 5.
Marathon class crews are reporting for duty.
Allied forces have entered UNSC-controlled space.
We have to try and divide the fleet relatively
Flip
equally.
space rupture detected.
Okay, so who is still... Okay, so we still got a couple ships over here. What are
Allied
you?
forces have entered
An Artemis.
UNSC-controlled
So you
space.
should be over here. What are you? You're
Tell
a
me to fight,
Valiant.
and that's what I've done.
We have you. We sent you to the other
Bring me up to
side.
speed.
Honeycomb, sweet synced. What's your business?
Ready for orders.
Okay, so this fleet has got 2
Allied
Artemises,
forces have entered
3 Marathons,
UNSC-controlled
a
space.
Valiant, 2 Punics, an Epoch, and a Spirit of Fire class ship, which is actually the Spirit of Fire. And then this fleet has this, and I think, is that all of my capital ships?
Alcyon here.
Nope, one more.
told me to fight.
One more Valiant. You
That's
get
what
over
I've
there,
done.
because I believe this is the one that only had 1 Valiant.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
Yeah, so send the other
Inbound slip space anomaly.
that way. Now, dividing the rest of the fleet should be a little easier because they're clumped into numbers. So,
did you
like,
miss me?
group 10, you know,
For Earth and her colonies.
you guys go there.
So, did you miss me? We will get there, eventually. What do you need? What do you need? Destroyer reporting.
Allied forces have entered UNSC-controlled space.
Who needs an escort?
Allied forces have entered UNSC.
Just divide the fleet
space.
roughly like that. Obviously, the secondary fleet is going to be a little smaller because that's just going to kind of happen. But
17,000 of humanity's best and brightest on standby.
quickly select this,
For
make them their
Earth
own
and
fleet
her
so that
colonies.
they don't try and join
What now?
this
we call-
fleet. There. Now, who's leading this fleet by coincidence?
UNSC forces have engaged
Okay,
the
so
enemy.
we want micromanagement. We want one of the Punics in charge, I would think. Or a Valiant, that works.
Allied forces have entered UNSC-controlled space.
All Spartan
Infinities.
teams are prepped and ready for launch.
So the gist of this strategy, basically,
Anchor
this
station,
stratagem, is
Anchor station. All systems nominal.
is what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna leave behind this
Valiant
force
Super Heavy.
when we
All
attack
systems
planets. So this force will go out and attack the planet. This force will hold behind and try and defend the planet that we've already taken.
We will defend
Or
this
deter the
city.
enemy from jumping in behind us, because that is a common trait the enemy does, which is they jump in behind you kind
Allied
of thing.
forces have entered UNSC.
This
controlled
fleet
space.
will, you know, do its
Follow
thing. We'll just
my lead.
stay here, basically.
We
This
are the
fleet
culmination of human achievement.
will head out and attack whatever we decide to attack. Now, ideally, we're hoping that the fleet is divided evenly in firepower, so that
Allied
they can
forces
both
have
still
entered
stand up
UNSC
to
controlled space.
quite a pounding. Now, we do have a sufficiently large number of heavy ships in both fleets, so hopefully we should be good. I don't know what's going on with this, where some of these are building and some of them aren't, so we're gonna blow those two
Allied
up because
forces
they're like
have entered UNSC
they're like half
controlled
built
space.
and then not built, and I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
Planet-side
So
infrastructure complete.
Supermagnetic
is this being
accelerator
built?
cannon online.
I'm gonna wait and see if this starts being built. Yes.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
Not sure what that is. I
Inbound
think it's
slip space
some kind
anomaly.
of glitch. I think where if you build stuff a certain way, it like makes your constructors glitch
structure
out. I
complete.
don't know. But
Flip
anyways,
space rupture detected. Allied naval forces have engaged the enemy. Our allies'
Now-
colony is under planetary bombardment.
now we do have a prowler
Method of coding
here.
operational.
He's hanging out. Based on fleet
What's your clear job?
analytics from here, it doesn't look like they have like a big fleet there.
Allied
If we
forces
go back
have
to
entered
this, we're
UNSC
gonna jump him out
controlled
and
space.
jump him to the other one to
Orbital
investigate.
structure complete.
Get tactical up in this place. Gonna try and be tactical.
Orbital structure complete.
Now,
Allied
obviously,
forces have
both
entered
fleets
UNSC
could
controlled
theoretically
space.
engage the same enemy if necessary. If we came down to it, they could fight in the same places. So we're going to send him there to
Orbital structure
investigate.
complete.
What I might do is
Inbound
actually send the
UNSC
offensive fleet here and
reinforcements.
take the bounty. But I'm kind of
Planet
trying to
side
push up this
infrastructure
way
complete.
first. So we've got our
Orbital
two
structure
fleets,
complete.
which I guess we could take a screenshot.
Allied forces have entered UNSC controlled space.
Are divided. The fleet is divided.
Orbital
Which is a
structure
shitty
complete.
picture, actually.
Heavy standing by. Coordinates received.
Move them a little
Inbound
closer,
slip
perhaps.
space anomaly.
Taking a screenshot.
Orbital structure
Ugh.
complete. Slip space rupture detected.
Whoop.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
Fired on something. Whatever, it's gone.
Allied forces have entered UNSC controlled space.
That works for me. Not the best picture
Orbital
in the
structure
world. Oh,
complete.
that's a lot better, actually, like that. While the fleet moves around. Wrong button. Forgot. Whoops. Bear with me. There it is.
Orbital structure
Okay.
complete.
So what do we got out there? Did you make it? You probably did, but died. Okay, well, looks like they have a fleet there. So I'm thinking
All Spartan teams are
this
prepped
fleet
and ready for
should
launch.
just jump in on that position over there.
You told me to fight, and that's what I've done.
Now, ideally, I'm
Allied
going to move
forces
this
have
fleet
entered
this way a little
UNSC
bit so that they
controlled
kind of
space.
come back and hold
Allied forces have
alongside this
entered
defense
UNSC
grid as
controlled
opposed to
space.
hitting first. Because we want the defense grid to open fire
Inbound
too.
UNSC reinforcements.
Yeah, our scout ship died. Unfortunately.
Slip space jump complete.
Okay, how much does it cost to build a Sahara? Because we have one thing here. 30
Allied
supply.
naval forces have engaged
Okay.
the enemy.
Well, if we get 30 supply after one of these jumps, we're gonna take care of that. All right, so
Slip smash jump.
Infinity is jumping out this way.
Slip space drive winding up.
Planet side
Secondary fleet is
infrastructure
holding
complete.
position as intended. Some of the ships didn't jump. There they
Inbound
go.
UNSC reinforcements.
So we are now
Orbital
en
structure
route.
complete.
The double fleet tactic is now in full play. Hopefully we don't drop in on top of anybody. Nope,
We
didn't.
are the
We dropped in
culmination of
next to
human
somebody, which is always good, but...
Painting target for
I
support
don't... Is that a CO? No, that is not. No capital
Allied
super
forces
caps
have
in this
entered
that
UNSC
particular
controlled
group.
space. Orbital
Drop
structure
those out.
complete. Orbital structure complete. Allied forces have entered UNSC
First
controlled
strike,
space.
power. How about here? Big cap. Big cap. No big cap? No big cap yet. Oh my.
Orbital structure complete.
But you gotta remember, with less ships comes less cannon fodder, which means it's a better chance of us losing capital ships and stuff in these attacks. Because there's less stuff taking the cannon fodder.
Firing perfect.
Our capital cruiser is venting atmosphere.
I should have dropped that a lot farther away, but
Best and brightest
you're gonna
on
just run away.
standby.
Oh, nope, he died.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
Now see, I don't quite understand how that really
Allied
makes
forces
sense.
have entered UNSC
Basically what happened is I
controlled
jumped
space.
Infinity from in here
Allied
to
forces
there,
have entered
and it
UNSC
instantly
controlled
died.
space.
Now as you can see, this whole split fleet tactic is not working all that well already. As is quite
Our
apparent.
capital ship's hull is critical. Orbital structure complete.
Now, it's probably not helping that we're kind of surrounded here. We need to kind of get out of this.
All inbound vessels, sound off. They will remember this day. All hands, battle station.
So we did just lose the Infinity. Because of that logic of it jumped away, but technically
Our
it
allies'
was
colony
already
is
under
under
fire, so
planetary
even though it jumped away, it
bombardment.
still
Allied
took
forces have
damage.
entered UNSC controlled
Which
space.
happens. It does happen. So we're going to just kind of roll with it. We have the money to rebuild Infinity without much of an issue, so it's not the end of the world, but...
It's the boogies when it hurts. Fire up my mind.
I would say the bigger problem we'll probably have is
Allied forces
if we
have
lose
entered
all of our
UNSC
capital ships,
controlled
because then we
space.
lose a lot of our like level 10s, because see all these ships are like level 10. Now we did lose something. Now we had one fleet before. I think Infinity takes
Allied
up like
forces
3, so I think the only
UNSC
capital ship
controlled
that
space.
died was Infinity. Ironic.
On our new course.
Ironically enough, Infinity was the only ship to die first. Now, I'm tempted to take Infinity off of auto attack because that's probably what's getting Infinity killed. Is that Infinity kind of jumps the gun and flies ahead of the fleet and becomes first target, as opposed to coming in with the fleet. It flies way ahead of the whole fleet and just gets its ass kicked. So, things that I may have to change in terms of tactical tactics, as it were.
Allied forces have entered UNSC controlled space.
But no big whoop. Now, Infinity takes 2, so we lost one other capital ship. Not really sure what it was yet. We'll have to take a look.
No longer a viable option. Hit the bogies where it hurts. Well, you know what you're bloody doing.
Allied forces have entered UNSC controlled space.
Marathons are gonna die pretty soon.
Bring him down. Hit the bogies where it hurts. Running.
Well, these things do shoot plasma torpedoes, much like the Mac guns, except I think it's a lot closer range.
My mark.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
Bring him down. Base is no longer a viable option.
Level 5 clearance confirmed. Send traffic.
I think we lost another I think we might have lost a
Planet-side
couple
infrastructure
marathons. I'm not sure how many marathons were in this group is the problem. Should have taken better stock of what was actually in each group, but it's okay, because we're probably going to kind of rebuild these groups to more tactical organization.
Prime for a knockout.
So right now we still have 3 Artemises, which we had. We only had 1 Punic in the fleet.
Allied naval forces have engaged the enemy.
I think we lost the Valiant. Yeah, we lost the Valiant.
Allied forces have
Epoch
entered
is still here.
UNSC controlled space.
The Orion, ironically, is still here.
Confirmed. Closing to effective range.
Okay, begin bombarding the planet, please. So I think what we lost was we lost the Valiant, and I think we
Allied
lost.
forces have entered UNSC
Pretty sure we
controlled
lost the
space.
Marathon. Now you see
All surface
this.
hostiles have been eliminated.
It
A new
stops.
colony has been founded.
I don't understand.
Inbound slip space anomaly.
I don't completely understand why sometimes it just stops building.
Slip space rupture
Like, it's
detected.
weird. Like, it just stops constructing stuff and then suddenly
Allied
starts doing
forces
it again.
have entered UNSC controlled space.
Anyway, so we lost the Valiant and we lost the Marathon. I want a Sahara for my own purposes.
Base is no longer a viable
Oh,
option.
they came back already?
Hit the bogies
That's
where it
not
hurts.
good.
Bring him down.
If we're lucky,
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
concentrating everything we got in our fleet on this one target straight up, we maybe, if we're lucky, we can take it out.
Our capital cruiser is venting atmosphere.
Prophet of Regrets up in here, like, we're taking
Allied
this back,
forces
and
have
I'm like,
entered
no, go
UNSC
away, I just
controlled
literally
space.
got here, but
Bring the bastard down.
the fleet's so weak because it just took the planet. Lost last of our pillars, our freaking halcyons. Here.
UNSC forces have
We
engaged
should
the
probably build some more and like get them up here because we're kind of at a pinch here for ships up in this front line right now. Like,
Planet-side
we are not doing so
infrastructure
hot.
complete.
We need to back off now, though. We need to fall back because we need
Allied
to
naval forces
let our
have
max
engaged the
recharge, and then we need to re-engage. But we need to back off and then turn around and shoot this thing in the face with the big
Allied
guns.
forces have entered UNSC controlled space.
We're still fighting over Asmara as we speak because they decided this was
Colony command signal
they
lost.
decided this was the weakest of our planets. So they were like, we're gonna take that, and we're like, we would rather you didn't.
So,
build that up, and we'll get that up
where
here.
do we stand?
Allied forces have entered UNSC-controlled space.
They're sending sort of a half-assed assault force trying to take it
where
back,
do
but
we
my
stand?
fleet isn't in the best of conditions, and it pretty much has
where
no...
do we stand?
I mean, it doesn't have Infinity, which isn't good. Because
So,
Infinity
where
is
do
like
we
the
stand?
tankiest human ship in the fleet. The only reason it
Destroyer ready
dies
for
first is
duty.
because it literally tanks
forces
the
in
entire
the
first
planetary
barrage of enemy
bombardment.
fire, which is probably why it dies
Get us
first.
underway.
Destroyer ready for duty.
So I guarantee you...
Destroyer ready for duty.
Oh, jeez, I forgot about that. They're going to start joining this
Destroyer
fleet.
ready for duty.
I completely forgot about that. No,
Destroyer ready
you're
for
not
duty.
supposed to be a part of this fleet.
Halcyon here for the UNSC.
Get out of there. You're not supposed to be a part of this fleet. I totally forgot
So,
that would
did
happen.
you miss me? For the UNSC.
What's the job?
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
So, did you miss me?
Be careful.
Reporting.
Be careful, though. Be careful,
Inbound slip
because
space anomaly.
if we win,
Allied forces have entered UNSC.
well, we managed to win.
space.
That's good. Well, I remember I built
Halcyon
20 of
class
each,
cruiser
so
reporting for duty. Destroyer reporting.
Yeah,
Infinity
you
class warship.
you guys
online.
belong here.
So, did you miss me?
3 of
Halcyon
y'all
here.
need to go back up here.
For the UNSC.
Allied naval forces have engaged the enemy. A new colony has been founded.
Where is the Infinity? I heard it.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
Kind of like how there's probably a Valiant. Yeah, these two, probably,
Base is no longer a viable
are a
option.
part of
Get
this
us underway.
force as well.
Halcyon class cruiser reporting for duty. Halcyon class cruiser reporting for duty.
Make sure we put this bird to good use. Bring me up to speed.
Planet-side infrastructure complete. Allied forces have entered UNSC-controlled space.
Infinity out.
Inbound UNSC reinforcements. Slip space rapture
we go.
detected.
Course change underway.
Halcyon here. Halcyon class
No,
cruiser
no,
reporting
no.
for duty.
I keep forgetting that they do this automatically. Turn that off.
For Earth and her colonies.
I forget that they do that on their own. Okay,
Halcyon
y'all. That
For
way.
Earth and her colonies.
Ready for orders.
Allied forces have entered UNSC-controlled space.
Asmara belongs to me now, biatch. Okay, well, we've successfully taken Asmara. I would say that's about as successful as we're probably gonna get
Not stirred.
at this point. This Prowler is gonna head to Asmara because it's part of our forward scouting party.
Make sure we put this bird to good use.
Now, see what's going to happen here is the defense fleet is going to have to form at the edge of here,
Allied forces
of
have
Arcadia,
entered
and
UNSC
basically
controlled
stand by to
space.
jump between here. Now you can see they're still trying to take this right now because
Base
it's
is no longer a viable option.
New orders
arguably
processed. Relocating.
Going dark.
the weakest
Infinity out.
of our fleets.
Rolling,
Get the
full
fleet
ahead.
together before we engage that.
Reading you 5 by 5.
I don't want Infinity to auto attack.
All Spartan teams
No,
are
I forget.
prepped
Is
and
there
ready for launch.
a attack move button? I don't think so. I
Reading
want
you
the fleet
5
to
by 5.
move together.
Slip
Would be
space
good.
rapture detected. Allied forces have entered
Improved
UNSC
arms.
controlled
Give it
space.
everything we got. Improved shield regen.
Planet-side
Pinpoint slip
infrastructure
space. I
complete.
forget. Does that?
Inbound UNSC reinforcements.
There. Strident thing. You know, just do that.
All Spartan teams are prepped and ready for launch.
Just sort of duking them around the planet here. Like, hey,
Bring
come
me up to
find
speed.
us.
Valiant Super Heavy. All systems go.
17,000 of humanity's best and brightest on
They
standby.
still want this planet. Okay,
Forerunner
guys, get
engines
together.
are 100%.
Shaken. Not stirred.
Alright, you better cloak, actually, because you're just sitting there.
What now?
Uh-oh. Hi. More chips.
Inbound slip space anomaly.
Course change underway.
This is
Forerunner
awkward.
engines are
Push forward and
100%.
take out that force.
Slip space rapture detected.
We are the culmination of human achievement. Ha! Roadkill in progress.
Jesus. They really don't want me to have anything, do they? Like they're here again, trying to take Asmara. Okay, well, I'll see you guys in the next episode where we continue the battle for Asmara.
Little cruiser is venting atmosphere.
Hey guys, make sure to like and share the video. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel or check out my Patreon, make sure to check out those links on the left side there. If you'd like to check out this series from the very beginning or another series that I'm doing, check out the links on the right. And thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.